Good evening, everybody. Beautiful conditions out there. As John said before, we'd love to string another one of these days together tomorrow. Will it be possible? Unfortunately, not as nice from start to finish as today. I at least think we'll get half a nice day in, being the morning hours. You can see this area of low pressure driving down over the Ohio Valley, bringing rain from Cleveland over to Pittsburgh, down into the Virginias at this hour. And that just missed us by a couple hundred miles. Big difference between a gorgeous day and a not so nice one. We pan out a little bit more. I want to show you this area very similar to this one. Another little disturbance moving over the northern plains. It's been part of the jet stream going up and around that heat dome, and it's eventually going to settle on in to the northeast. So let's put it in motion here on Futurecast. Clouds again pushing in, so tomorrow we wake up, it's a gorgeous sunny day, start to see some high mid-level clouds by about lunchtime. Rain should hold off until the PM hours, and then it's going to be a soggy overnight with some pockets of heavier rain throughout the day on Friday. Look at all this rain as we go through Friday morning. Lightening up a little bit by Friday afternoon, and the intensity will also be lightening up a little bit as well as we head into the PM hours of Friday. But all is said and done, we're probably picking up around an inch of rainfall. That's where most of the models have been settling at this point. So a soggy end to the work week. Weekend looks okay right now. We'll have that forecast coming up for you in just a minute. Let's talk hurricanes. And I enjoyed putting this hit together because I want to maybe give you a little bit of reasoning behind what the National Hurricane Center's forecast looks like for the next several days. First, let's take a tally of the 2023 hurricane season. We're about a third of the way through the list. Interesting, we've only had one hurricane, and that was Don, and that was a fish storm that just sort of meandered out in the mid-Atlantic. Everything else has been a tropical storm max strength so far. But we're not even at the peak of hurricane season yet. August is usually when we start to see that activity ramping up. And the peak, which actually used to be September 10th, has now been pushed a day forward. It is September 11th, and then that's when things start to tail off. So we've got a while to go. And again, a very busy scenario going on right now. We've got the remnants of Harold moved across Texas and now into Mexico. We've got Tropical Storm Franklin right now moving over the Dominican Republic. We've got Tropical Wave Gert. Gert was a storm. It was a tropical storm at one point, as was Emily, which is also now just a wave moving out into the Atlantic. And then we've got Tropical Wave Invest 92L. That could become our eye storm over the next week. We will, of course, have more on that if it were to come to pass, but we want to focus right now on Tropical Storm Franklin. And we're looking at wind shear right here. Right now, not favorable. Some high wind shear right around the Dominican Republic. But as it moves out into the Atlantic, does a very interesting thing. It looks like it's going out to sea. Then it makes a sharp left turn to the north-northwest. There is some high pressure out here that may be deflecting it. But then the wind chill lowers. And for that reason, we're looking at potentially strengthening into at least a Category 1 or 2 hurricane. Could become a pretty strong storm. So the wind shear situation gets better as we go through the weekend into early next week. Look at the water temperatures. Very, very warm stuff. That would just help to fuel the storm. So some favorable, more favorable conditions as we go forward in time here. And we play this out with the spaghetti models just to go a little bit further out past the end of the National Hurricane Center forecast. And it does come, I would call it precariously close to the eastern seaboard, only several hundred miles away, and then it starts to take that turn out. We will have a cold front coming through in the Tuesday to Wednesday time frame next week. But even if this storm were to be, say, here or here, that's going to bring some big surf, some dangerous surf and rough rip currents, dangerous rip currents. As we head into the next week time frame, as well as some beach erosion possible as well. Quick look at the 7-day. Again, not terrible weather here at home. Friday is a washout. Saturday could feature a leftover shower or a thunderstorm, but not a bad day. Sunday is my pick of the weekend. And then again, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, that cold front comes through. It may bring us some rain, but it's helping us a lot by ushering that storm out to sea.